Hello everyone, it's Katie here from the Scrappy Sisters, and I am up today with a 12 by 12 layout. This is using my How to Kill a Kit with Style kit for the first quarter of the year, and it was, if you don't remember, although you probably do, 'cause it's pretty much all I've been scrapping with, it is a whole hodgepodge mix of older Coco Vanilla Studio collections. So in this layout here, I am using predominantly Bohemian Dreams. Don't ask me when that collection was released. No idea. But that is what I am using. I've got these three cute photos of Danny and Addison. So Addison really wanted to ride Lincoln's balance bike. She's way too small for it, like way too small. Her feet cannot touch the ground, but it was a very cute photo, and she was loving it. So Danny was pushing her along. So that's it. There's not really a story to tell here other than that. She wanted to ride the balance bike. So I've got three photos. They're essentially all, variations of a theme. They're all photos of Danny and Addison on the balance bike. Now, this background, obviously I didn't make this on camera, but I actually made this, I don't even know when. I made it a really long time ago, and I had it stashed away, for a rainy day. And I decided to pull it out and use it on this layout. So it's a very obviously mixed media heavy background. I'm going to tell you what I think I did to the page, but I don't know for sure. So I started with pink paint, I can tell you that, and I probably dry brushed it onto the page. And then I've come in with what I'm going to assume is the Vicki Boutin texture paste, the rose goldy coloured one. I don't remember exactly what it's called. And then I've come in with, I'm going to assume that same texture paste through a little stencil, love heart stencil. And I've added that to the background as well. So that's, as I said, I made this, couldn't even tell you when I made this layout, but it was a long time ago. So I am just creating basically with what I've got left. There's not a heap of this collection left, although there is probably more so than any of the other kind of collections I've mixed together in my stash. And this one I've tried to use some of the, what I would call for me personally, the harder ephemera pieces to use. I know others, won't feel the same way, but the ones with words on them are the ones I find tricky. So the one I just stuck down there, it says, "Be yourself colourfully and bravely." And then I use another one that just says beautiful. I find those a little tricky to use sometimes. So I was determined to get a couple of those on the page. I fussy cut some moths out of one of the 3x4 cards on one of the cut aparts sheets. So I've fussy cut those. And then I've got two other moths as well that again have been fussy cut from one of the cut aparts. So I'm going to add those. I fussy cut a little bird as well. So I was running out of ephemera, obviously. So I was doing my best with what I had. I had a couple of little floral pieces left that I'm going to add to the page. And then I've got a whole heap of like flags and banners, some stickers and some ephemera pieces. And I'm going to make a little kind of flag and banner cluster in the top right hand corner. I've used a frame. I've also layered a few of the, like I'm doing now, the labels that came on the sticker sheet. I've layered a couple of those underneath my photos just to add a little bit of kind of colour popping out from the photos as well. There's not much else to tell you about this layout really. It came together easily because I'd already created that background page. So I'm glad I used it up. It's been sitting in my stash for a very long time, so it was nice to get it done. And I'm using up more of the collections that I'm trying to, get on the page and move out of my stash. So I'm feeling really good about how much I've used of this How to Kill a Kit with Style. I'm excited to see at the end of March. Hopefully I don't have any left. That's the aim. I'm going to use it for my How to Kill a Kit with Style for some of the videos that I'll be doing for 30 Days of Sketches, which is coming up in March. I'm starting to work on those now. I don't know if we'll get everyone done in March. That was initially our aim. Unfortunately, our grandmother passed away in early February, so that's understandably thrown a little bit of a spanner in the works from a crafting perspective, but family first at this time. So we'll be heading up to Bendigo for the funeral. At the time I'm doing this voiceover, the funeral is next week. So there's a lot going on in life. And so I've actually been on leave for a few weeks, but with my grandmother getting sick and then passing away while she was 91. So she had an amazing life, so many wonderful memories. And when she got sick, it happened quite fast. So while it wasn't a shock per se, passing away is always a shock, really. And so, just coming to terms with that has kind of put a halt on my scrappy mojo, not gonna lie. And I know Jess is feeling the exact same way. So anyway, we were going to do what we can in March to participate in 30 Days of Sketches. And I've definitely got a few videos already filmed. I'm working on a few. I just don't know if we'll get all 30 done. But we'll do our best. So I'm just sticking everything down, really. As you said, I've added the moths to each of the clusters. I've added some of wordy bits. I'm going to add another little word phrase up to the top on the banner cluster. It just says "Live a Colourful Life." I just thought this was a cute layout. A cute but pretty simple layout, really, with that background already made. Obviously, if I was making the background myself, it would have taken much longer to do. But it was nice to have kind of a stash of those. So if you ever feel like you want to get on a bit of a mixed media play and just kind of play around, I highly recommend just making some random background pages. Like, you don't necessarily need to have a project in mind, but just making backgrounds for a rainy day when you want to pull them out and have some mixed media on your page, but you don't have time to do the actual creating of the mixed media, because I was quite chuffed that I had this one sitting there that I could use. I've added my title, which is just simply Daddy and Addie. That rhymes, but is what it is. Here's my close-up photo. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks, guys. Bye.